welcome to another episode of the Taylor Complains Comedy Podcast. Me, your host, Taylor Perez. It's been 2 weeks, and as has been normalized, it is a 2 week podcast, bi-weekly. If you don't know what that means, every 2 weeks, you get me, and you get another one, and it's been 69 of them so far. The position to most likely give you pink eye. I saw Nosferatu, and it was amazing. I did not think that it was going to be amazing because I don't really like vampire movies. They're not my favorite. Um, I don't like they're pale, right? They bite you on the neck, and there's always like some eroticism attached to it. I don't like that. But it was really good, and there was tons of eroticism, and I still liked it. And I don't normally like movies like that. So I was very, very surprised. I highly recommend that you go out and see this. It's not porn. You're not going to get horny. It's it's a vampire that looks like me. He's hideous. And he's got a mustache and like maggots on his. He's like bald. He's got maggots all over himself. But he's in good shape. He's in good shape. Got a good dick. I do not have a good dick. You know this though. You know. I have little dick energy. Anyone will tell you. Um, let's see. Oh, I got a Happy New Year, by the way, if I haven't already said that. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This is the first episode of the new year, January 2nd, in the year of our Lord 2025. And we gotta take away old people's driver license. First of all, if I become president, you can hit old people you can abuse them. First of all, I would encourage that. I would let you murder one a year. It would be like the overpopulation of deer, how they're like, oh yeah, go and just, take a couple out. It's fine. I feel this way about old people. Some people don't like black people. Some people don't like Puerto Ricans. Some people don't like Mexicans, which I don't know why. I'm half Mexican and my family is atrocious and they park on the lawns and I actually get it. Um, I get why people don't like my kind. I get it. My prejudice is old people. I hate them. They hate if you have a car and you like Grand Theft Auto and you see one of them, if you like playing Grand Theft Auto and you see one of them on the street, just curb one. You know what I mean? Just give one a little tap. At the very least, you only have to go like 5 miles an hour. You'll shatter a kneecap and they're bedridden forever. And I never have to see that old person. Please. This is a call to arms to everyone. This is a public service announcement. I need you to hit old people with your car. I need you to. On the way to work, you're on the freeway, you see one, give them a little poke. Give them a little poke. It sends them into the center divider. Maybe they'll flip their car. And maybe it takes out the husband and the wife, and we never have to hear them again. They're horrible, horrible human beings. They smell. They ride buses everywhere. God forbid I go to Trader Joe's on a Tuesday at noon. How do you survive? I know why Monday through Friday workers are so happy on the weekends because they never have to deal with old people. Old people go out Monday through Friday in the middle of the day. And I know because those are the days I usually have off. I'll have like a random Monday, a Wednesday. It's the life of a bartender. I work every weekend forever, but I make good money. Made fucking $300 last night. I only worked 6 hours. Hmm. That's not true. I had to tip out, but I got paid hourly on top of that. And I just got a raise. So what did I make yesterday? I made about like $400. $400 after tip out. But I only walked out with 260 cash. So whatever. But we need to start killing old people. All right. They're the new deer. Old people are the new deer. If you need to shoot one, that's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. I would prefer that you didn't. Vehicular manslaughter is funnier. It's a lot funnier. Prius drove into an old person today going 2 miles an hour, shattered femur. Shattered femur. The old person crawled and cried all the way to the off ramp and held up traffic. Even when they're not in cars, they're terrible. These jokes write themselves. My ignorance is alive and well today. And if you are not down for it, you are not going to like the rest of this podcast. So take away old people's license. You gotta take them away. Let's see. Dude couldn't stand. All right. My girlfriend scares me the way. Okay, we watched this comedian the other day named Ricky Velez. He has a special on HBO Max. He's hilarious. He's absolutely hilarious, and I love him. But the way that my girlfriend watches stand-up comedy is troublesome and very, very disturbing. I will audibly laugh when something is funny. I egotistically, I laugh when I say something is funny. I mean, I don't normally do that, but when I'm being recorded in front of a camera and I'm looking at me. So you see, this camera is me, it's me, but I'm also looking into a giant camera that has me on it. So it's very, very egotistical right now because I'm seeing myself tell jokes and hearing myself audibly tell them, and I'm laughing. So I laugh at jokes when they are funny. Okay. Some people don't find me funny. It's fine. But this is not about me. Again, egotistical. Everything's about me. Me and my girlfriend are sitting down watching Ricky Velez on HBO Max. And she sits there the entire time like this. I am like intermittently laughing. So I'll laugh, you know what I mean? I'll digest what he's saying. I will incorporate it into my brain. Stand-up comedy is my favorite art form. I love laughing. I love jokes. I love that everything is satirical. Everything is satire. Fucking trans people, gay people, black people, Puerto Rican people, old people, like bus drivers, policemen, FBI agents, presidents. No matter who you are, we can tell a joke about you. And then we can all sit in a room and laugh at those jokes together and not get butthurt because we're all together and we're laughing and we're all laughing at each other and it's great. I love stand-up comedy. My girlfriend does not appreciate stand-up comedy the way I do. She says at the end of the comedy special that we're watching, she turns to me and looks at me and she says, he was hilarious. I could not believe that reaction. I was like, you just sat there like I told you like that I want a divorce. How? She sits there the entire time like this. I was like, is someone raping you through this? Like, is someone behind you thrusting? Like, I see your head nodding a little bit. There could be, like, are you being raped by a ghost? You look like Edward Norton at the end of American History X when he can't sit down and he's lowering his butt onto the seat after he gets butt fucked by that prison guy. He's like, that's what she looked dismayed and troubled, and I could not believe that she had a good time. I could not believe. I'm like, who has a good time like that? I'm like, you have a good time like the way Chevy Chase looks now every day. When you get old and your mouth just like old people have that permanent grimace on their face. She looks like that when she walks through stand-up comedy. And then she has the audacity to tell me that was really fun. I had a good time. Like, no, you didn't. I've seen people have a good time. I've seen, I've never seen my face while jacking off, but that is what it looks like when someone's having a good time. No, that could be autism as well. That's not, that wasn't an okay thing to say. I would like to apologize to everybody who looks like this that has autism. And I also want to apologize to your parent. Your parent should be apologizing to you. It's their inferior genetics, and that's why you look like that, you cleft lip fuck. Um, Someone needs to teach my girlfriend how to have a good time or how to look. The facial expressions need to match the activity if you are having a good time. But don't tell me this is really fun. I'm enjoying myself. I love this. You are not. You look like someone that's being read the Declaration of Independence right now, like long form. Like you look like someone who's being read the Bible. Like just on the first day he took a piece of his rib and there was I've made myself bored by saying that. There's no way people have fun and look like this. There's no way. If you take me to a funeral, that's how I'll look. I'll look. You know what I mean? If you take me to a comedy show, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh. You're gonna see visual expressions of fun. You're gonna see fun depicted on my face, and then that's gonna register in your brain. You're like, oh, he's having a good time. He's gonna be having a good time. Not my girlfriend, who looks like she's sitting in like a DUI drunk tank, ready to go, being ready to be released into the public again. You're only gonna be here for 12 hours. At the 12th hour, we're gonna release you, but you gotta calm down. We're gonna give you your DUI papers. It's gonna be fine. Okay. Okay. That's how she watches stand-up comedy. And it fucking disturbs me. And I don't like that about her. I don't like it. I do not like it. Is she a nice person? No. Can she watch stand-up comedy? Also, no. No. Just because a broad is in a game, people think it's going to be, oh, we got to talk about this. We got to talk. You guys are ignorant sons of bitches. Uh, the Game Awards happened over the last couple weeks, and Naughty Dog announced this game that's going to have a girl in it, and she's got a shaved head, and she's in a spaceship. And CD Projekt Red announced the Witcher 4 is going to be about Ciri, which is like Geralt's daughter, or Geralt's whatever his protege or whatever. It's going to be centered around a female. You guys got to get over this whole, if it doesn't have a guy protagonist, that it's going to be bad. It's weird. Just because it's got a taco versus a hot dog, you think it's going to be narratively worse, or like it's going to have less action in it, or it's going to be less than. Who cares? There's good game. If you played The Last of Us Part 2, game fucking slaps, and it's all broads, and it's such a good game. There. What about hardcore bands? I know a bunch of hardcore bands with girl singers in it. I know metal bands with girl singers in it. They're so good. They're so good. And it's not the metal band with the chick singer. It's just a fucking metal band. I'm just pointing out women don't make things shitty. They don't make things shitty just because they're in them. The only thing that's shittier with women in them is sports. And it's not their fault. It's not their. Have you tried watching women's sport? It's hard. It is very, very hard. It's it makes me sleepy. I watch women's sports like my girlfriend watches stand-up comedy. Uh you had to be there. I'm not saying that they can't compete in sports. I'm not saying that they don't have value. I'm saying it is so boring to watch. But video games and things with women in them, movies, people are complaining about like too many movies have women in them. What? Who what? And I see this is my algorithm on TikTok, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate TikTok. I hope it's banned. I fucking hope that stupid app is banned. There's so many. I hate my algorithm. It's just like people, it's cats, which I really like. But then there's all these it's politics, and then there's this like one guy who's like super right wing. I'm not even right wing. I'm like in the middle. I'm not about like I hate gender politics, but I also hate when people are like that's woke. So it's inclusive to all people, so it's woke. I don't know. I don't get that. It's weird to me. And people say that women in games is woke. I'm like, what about Tomb Raider? Tomb Raider's the Lady Indiana Jones. She rules. Tomb Raider is better than Indiana Jones. I've never played an Indiana Jones game that made me stoked about anything like I did with Rise of the Tomb Raider. Those games kicked ass. The Horizon games are good. They have chicks in them. That lady, Aloy, with the bow and arrow, she kills machines that are as big as the 9/11 towers. That's rad as shit. I don't understand. I do not understand the whole women make things bad thing. I don't. Women's sports make me sleepy, but that's because they're slow. That's because that doesn't mean they're bad. It just means it's a slow operating game. I don't like it. Um, does scandal ruin good art? Jeepers Creepers, Sum of 84, Michael Jackson. You idiots like Michael Jackson's music, even though he fucked kids. But you get mad when people are like, Jeepers Creepers is cool. And you're like, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, because the director fucked a kid. Okay, but you still listen to Michael Jackson's music, even though he fucked a kid. I say if Hitler made a good painting, it's a good painting. I'm not saying I like Hitler. I'm just saying art is art. I don't know. I don't get it. Just because somebody does something shitty, their whole entire artwork, like you're never gonna watch a Kevin Spacey movie again. Never. You're never gonna want. I mean, I'm not arguing that Kevin Spacey is or isn't a piece of shit. He's 100% a piece of shit. But I'm still watching Seven. I'm still watching Seven. I don't care. He gets popped in the end. Does that count? Does that count for anything? Brad Pitt pops him right in the head when he finds out, oh, what's in the box? My wife's head. At least she can't talk anymore. Um, you could see him getting wrinkles and growingly stressed throughout the movie, and it was all his wife's fault. I say everybody had a happy ending in that movie. Everyone had a happy ending. Summer of 84 had 3 directors. Amazing film. One of the directors just happens to be a pedophile. Okay, what you do in your free time is none of my business. What you do in listen, we both make the same faces when we ejaculate, so it doesn't matter how. Oh, see, I could have been thinking about anything. Yeah. Pedophilia is gross. We can all agree. It's gross. Not a great thing. I don't like it. I don't support it. But there's two other directors from Summer of '84. So why are we blacklisting a movie because one guy was a piece of shit? What if the light guy was a piece of shit in a movie, but the whole thing was great? Are you gonna? I don't know. I just don't understand why rules apply to other people, but they don't apply to Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? I don't know. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why people hate AI? I love AI. I really like AI. AI is great. I don't understand the hate for AI. I understand where AI takes the place of other people. I don't, obviously, that's problematic when AI affects art and you're getting AI comedy and you're getting AI pictures and you're getting AI rather than like hiring somebody to do that. But I don't know. Are we really going to cry about AI the way that we continue to do so? Because it does prove to be valuable in certain situations, like when I need to look up something because I'm stupid. Chat GPT, baby. You can actually ask Chat GPT who Taylor Complains is, and I now have a thing on it. That's crazy. We are at 20,000 Instagram followers. That's crazy. I know that that's not a lot, but for me, it's a lot. It may not be a lot for someone else, like a hot lady who's got like 900 million people following them, but I'm an ugly, bald, 38-year-old man who screams into a microphone about nonsense. I am not unaware of what I am. I know what I am, and I don't. I choose to be the way that I am. But to be the way that I am and have 20,000 people, I just a resounding thank you to every single person listening. I mean, 60 people listen to this podcast every single week. It's mind boggling to me how when I started this a year and a half ago, it was, I started this podcast a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. It was, I don't know. What was it, a year and a half ago? I don't remember. When I started this podcast, five listeners a week, and I was so happy and so grateful. And they only listened because I was a Twitch streamer, and I would go into their streams and like I would have to fucking pay my time for their time because I would watch them stream so much, and then they would listen to my podcast for a couple minutes. Um, I mean, that was not the deal. That is not why I did what I did. I supported them because I genuinely liked what they were doing. And I thought they were funny and I thought they were my people. And they are. They're cool. We don't like talk every day anymore, but that's because I don't stream anymore. And now I mean, some weeks we have like 120 listens. Last week we had 70 listens. So it's really crazy how this is. I mean, it's not taken off, but it means something to some people, and that means the world to me. So thank you for watching and listening, and I love you. I hope you're all having a happy new year. You guys fucking make me so happy. Um, People whose parents die. How do you deal? We're not talking about that. That's crazy. We're not talking about how people. That's such a downer topic. Why would I ask that? Why would I put that in there? I do have a meat and potatoes thing that I wanted to talk about, but I'd want to wait until we've gotten through a bunch of shit. We'll wait a couple more minutes and then I'm going to get into this fucking horror talk bullshit. All right. I hate Richie Rich the movie. I do hate Richie Rich the movie. These are just random thoughts that I have. I hate Richie Rich the movie because it's about a rich kid complaining that he doesn't have any friends. We should shoot this kid in the head in front of his parents and be like, "Hey, you have too much money. We're shooting your kid. Please redistribute that money to people who need it. You'll still have enough money to buy like 17 yachts. People hoard this money and it's insane. It's insane. And we need more Luigis. We need more people going up to CEOs and going, "Oh, you're an evil person." Pop right in the head. Right in the head because so many people just mosey around without the fear of consequence. Sorry, that took me a second. Normally, I sound completely retarded normally I sound completely retarded in my podcast, but today's been very concise. I'll be the last like 40 seconds to a minute when I'm fumbling over everything I'm trying to say. Um, I hate Richie Rich the movie. Wicked and people singing in the theaters. Wicked has come out and it is making people gay. And listen, being gay is fine. I'm pro gay. I don't care. I don't care. Your dad's never going to talk to you again, but that's fine. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. And I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope your dad does talk to you still. But Wicked and people singing in theaters. If I'm in a movie theater and people are singing, I'm going to say something. I'm going to look back at you and I'm going to shush you. I'm going to be like, shh, loud and sassy, sassy and loud. This is why I don't go out in public. I can't. I am the Larry David of my generation. I I see too much and I think too much, and my brain just automatically, I just want to drive onto the curb and fucking hit this woman and her two kids and her dumb husband wearing sandals in fucking public. Wearing sandals in public. We can't have that. We can't allow this. I can't. I can't allow this. But yeah, stop singing in theaters. Stop singing songs in theaters. It's weird. It's weird, and I'm so glad that I hate musicals. I will never have to experience this. Never. Spotify Wrapped says that my podcast is in the top 20 percentile of all podcasts. I don't believe that. I don't believe that we're top 20%. That's weird. That's super. It's super weird. But that's nobody is more appreciative than me. Thank you. Again, thank you guys so much. All right, now, wait. I have Q&A. We have a couple questions that we need to answer. Every week I do questions. Every week we do Q&A. I send out my feelers to see what people would want to ask. And we have a couple of questions. Let me see here. This one says, has anyone from the whole TikTok fiasco, either the joke or movie review, reached out to you since? Yeah, actually, a couple people have reached out to me. I'm not going to name their names because I don't know. I don't know who listens to this. I don't. People might like hate listen to this. I don't know. That would make sense if people hate listen to this because we have gotten a lot more people listening since that happened. But yeah, a lot of people have reached out and like said sorry, and they follow me on Instagram now, but they're like, we can't follow you on TikTok because we don't want to get blacklisted. I don't know what blacklisted means. Horrortok's a bunch of pussies that like stitch other people and get mad. It's led by like a trans lady, and I don't know, but she like transitioned into like a fucking iguana, and now her pronouns are reptile. I don't know, whatever. Um, but yeah, she's not a convincing trans lady. This one says you lick butthole. I I don't know. That could be so many people who said that. That's gonna be so many people. Listen, in case you think that I'm making this up, look at that. You lick butthole. I mean, it says it backwards on your end, but so I want to talk about this Jared, my friend Jared, he made a review about Nosferatu. I love Nosferatu. I love it. So we do not share the same opinion. He says if you like the movie that you're stupid and it's the dumbest movie ever and you should pirate it. Hmm. I'm all for pirating. You know what I mean? Pirate, steal every movie you can, and movies will never stop being made. Movies will never stop being made. I don't suggest that you pirate independent films. If you have, I have 9 fucking movie subscriptions, and I go see movies all the time. Sometimes I'm gonna pirate a fucking movie if I can't find it because I'm not gonna rent that if it's not on one of the 9 subscriptions that I have. It's fucking super ignorant and stupid to say that piracy is 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 out of the question. Some people can't afford it. I can afford it. I can absolutely fucking rent movies all I want, but I'm not gonna do that. If I can't find it on the I have Hulu, HBO, Apple TV, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Netflix, Amazon, Shutter. I have, I'm sorry, 8 subscriptions. If it's not on one of these, I'm fucking pirating it. I'm sorry, or I'll go see it in the movies. I like going to the movies. I've gone like 17 times this year or something. And that's over $200 that I've spent. So if you pirate films, good for you. I support pirating films. Some people cannot afford to have 8 subscription services like me. Now I got to go fucking cancel some of these subscriptions. I just made myself upset with how many subscription services I have. Go pirate this shit. Pirate whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. So people are mad at Jared for saying, "Oh, you can't pirate this stuff. Why are you shut up. Shut the fuck up. Who are you? The police? There's people in Jared's comments that are like, "Oh, uh, he suggests that you pirate the movie. I can see some lawyers looking at like no one's gonna press charges on Jared, even though he looks like a thumb. He looks Jared looks like a decapitated. Like if you lost an arm, he looks like the nub of the arm that you lost. Like if you lose an arm at the elbow, he's an elbow nub. And I mean that with love, Jared. I love you, even though I know you don't listen. You're not gonna listen to this. He does. You know what? Maybe he will. I was on his podcast. They have the Jared's on a podcast called the Scaranoia podcast. He's on there with Chris, who is a fucking bearded, handsome legend, and he's on there with Hugs, who I love. Heel Hugs. You guys can follow him. I'm just Chris or Heel Hugs. Both of them very enriched and enlightened individuals. And then you have ignorant Jared, who is doing a review about Nosferatu. Everybody's upset. Everybody's stitching him. Everyone's like, unfollow him. He got kicked out of his movie club. You're all pussies. Every single one of you are pussies. Why? Because you can't take someone's opinion. Like I like Nosferatu. I love that movie. I gave it a 9.2 out of 10. It's in my top 10 of the year. It might be in my top 5 of the year. I loved it. Jared's still my friend. I could still be friends with Jared even though he says ignorant shit. I don't understand why people don't possess that level of just like, I'm just going to, if this isn't for me, bro, I'm going to keep scrolling. You have to comment on stuff. You have to stitch stuff. When I made that joke about Andrew dying and I was like, oh yeah, you look like a dehydrated mango, but I loved him and he taught me this and he taught me that and he was really great. And I loved like being a part of like his content creation and the back and forths that we had were like it was cool. He was cool. Uh People did not like that. And I got stitched hundreds of times. And it's just like people, first of all, people who are not, they are 0-1 in pancreatic research. I'm just going to tell you, 0-1, that's a losing score. You wouldn't even make the NFL playoffs with that. So don't come at me, you bunch of losers. 0-1, sorry. I don't understand this community of people. I really don't because this other lady, McKenna, she made a video saying, hey, people who like horror movies have fucking mental illness. And she's clearly joking. And even if she wasn't joking, did it merit 100 people, hundreds of people stitching her and saying terrible things about her, insulting her weight? Some of you guys left death threats in her DMs. I've reached out to her and like just everybody that's canceled, we have like a group and I reach out to them and I'm like, you guys are getting like death threats, really? I wish one of you guys would talk to me to my face. I wish, because I'd be like, what's it like being 0-1 in pancreatic research? What's it like? What's it like being a loser? And you wouldn't do anything about it. I would say that to your face. You wouldn't say it to mine. You'll probably just stitch this and cry about it. Or people are doing lives. People are doing lives. It might be the trans lady lizard. Who knows? And again, who knows? She might be doing the lives with Jared and calling him a piece of shit. I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of emphasis. You can't create your own content. You can't just let stuff go. You've got to stitch stuff. I mean, I stitched Jared, but only to have his back because I was like, hey, why don't you guys grow a backbone instead of cry? I don't understand this generation of crybabies who need to like, he said this, and we can't support him. But like, you can't just have that opinion. You need everybody to have the same opinion that you have, or everyone's wrong and we're going to kick everybody out. That's a horrible mindset to have. Just let people react to things the way that they react to them. Not everybody has to think the same as you. We could dislike a movie and still be friends. Now, I would never be friends with any of these Horrortok losers because, hear me out. One of them, I don't know how this fucking happened because I haven't said anything about them in like months, other than when you guys ask questions. When you ask questions, I'll divulge into it. But today, I'm a little pissed off. This guy, he made a video because I made a comment on someone's page, and he's like, "Oh, he's a horror movies and cocktails. His name's Remy." And he's like, Taylor's or douchebag. And he's this. I don't know what he said. He's got a goatee floating in the middle of his face. There's nothing attached to it. It's just floating in the middle of his face. And you're just like, who made you? God, I can't imagine what his parents look like. Can you imagine if he looks like that, his parents have to be fucking hideous. And they both looked at each other and they were like, "Let's make a baby. Let's make a baby as gross as us." Like because he's not going to grow up and be Brad Pitt. He's going to grow up and be horror movies and cocktails. This guy's like Taylor's racist and he's homophobic. And he's what else? He said racist, homophobic. I don't know what else. Racist, homophobic. I don't know what else. But hear me out. I'm not homophobic. This is for Remy. Somebody sent me I was Snapchatting with one of our mutual friends. You know him and you still talk to him. He took a picture of your face and wrote, "Hi, I'm Remy. I'm gay." And he sent it to me and I screenshotted it because it was a Snapchat and I couldn't like I'm blind. I gotta fucking zoom in on shit to read it. I thought it was hilarious, but I had to zoom in to to uh to read that. And I was trying to figure out a background to put on one of my lives, and I was trying to pick out like one of Matthew because Matthew's a good sport when we make fun of you, when we make fun of him, unlike you who are a pussy. And it said, "Hi, I'm Remy, I'm gay," but I didn't take that photo. Somebody else did. Somebody that you know and you still talk to that fucking hates you. You just don't know that he hates you. So I just want you to know there's lots of people in your community that don't fucking like you that I used to talk to all the time that talk shit on you all the time. But I don't care if you are or aren't gay. If you're gay, that's fine. You let a guy use your butt cheeks as a hot dog bun, and he just bust loads right into your lower back while you cry because you know your dad hates you for it. My dad doesn't love me. Shut up, fucking busting a nut right on your lower back. It's okay. Nobody cares that you're gay. Being gay is fun. I don't know why that's such a hot issue. And I don't know even know what homophobic means. People that use that word are usually like the ones that have problems with gay people. I don't think about gay people ever. I just interact with people as human beings. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And then when their boyfriend walks up and kisses them, I'm just like, "Oh, cool. I don't care. Brokeback Mountain was a great movie." You can't hit me with any kind of ignorance. I hate old people. My prejudice is old people. I'm racist. I don't like old people. That's the only people that I don't like. I think we should have a culling. I would be the Hitler of old people. Anyone over the age of 70, we're fucking killing them. That's it. They're all gone. Other than that, if you made a video that said Taylor's a douchebag, uh, he fucking took a picture that somebody else sent him that I still talk to, that called me gay, and he hates old people, I wouldn't even be making this fucking. I wouldn't even be wasting time on my podcast about you right now. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say a word. I would not say a word. I would agree with you. I'd be like, yeah, I do hate old people, and there's a deer crisis, and we got to take one. Every single one of us has to take one out because they're overpopulated. But old people. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I have said all I want to say. I don't hate this guy. It was just the one stitch that I watched. Like I blocked everybody that stitched me. I didn't watch anything, and I got stitched like 100 times. People were pissed, and I don't give a fuck. They're pissed because I told a joke. My joke doesn't mean I don't care about the person that passed away. That's just like my process, and you can't fucking tell me how to process something. You could try. You could get mad, and you can tell all your other loser friends, "Hi, I'm Chuck. I'd love to recommend you a movie about rape." Cool. Hey, all that dude does is recommend other people movies with rape in it. And then he's like, "Oh, but I don't like Serbian film." Okay, buddy, but you just recommended like 9 other movies with rape in it. You need help and your kids are fat. Um the whole community is just a bunch of losers and like paid hands. And you don't want that. You want people that like digest movies that pay for them like you do. None of them do. But you're all being fed what you're being fed, and you're going to believe what you're going to believe, and you can, go with the corporate heads if you want. But this is independent films. That is corporate horseshit. I love you guys. Please continue to have a good new year. And wait, what else? Let me get one thing. Oh my God. I'm reading my notes, and the way that my girlfriend watches comedy is insane. It is absolutely insane. People whose parents die. When my parents die, I will be useless for like a good year. I want you to know. It's a note on here, and I don't ever want to get back to it because I didn't even know how that got into my notes. But when my parents die, I will be useless. I will be horribly useless. I will still need a face to beat off on, but other than that, that is it. That is it. I will have time for my cats, though. I don't think I will ever be sad enough to not pet a cat or hug my cats or take care of my cats. They are my children. I love them, and they're the best thing to ever happen to me in the entire world. There we go. We turned a negative into a positive. We turned a negative into a positive, and we're going to end on that. I love you guys. Thank you for being a part of episode 69. Thank you for listening to my rant. Jared, I love you. Don't let them get you down, buddy. Don't let them get you down. You can't do that. You got to keep going. You got to keep creating. You guys got to listen to the Scaranoia podcast. Okay. I'm not going to say that they're affiliated with this podcast, but I have been on that podcast before. I'm a couple weeks behind, and I need to catch up on it. I'm actually off today, so I'm going to do that right after this while it uploads. I'm listening to the Scaranoia podcast. Are you? You better be. I'll see you guys next week.